This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Aaron Kirkwood, Sean McGuire, Yanis, Albert Lorenzo, Light-Blinded Fool, The Amerlin Seat, and Green Man. And before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome James Wygand and Mark Dennis to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support. We really, truly appreciate it. In this episode, we're talking about Chapter 5 of The Path of Daggers.
Yeah, so Chapter 5 is The Breaking Storm. Ooh, holy moly, we made it.
We made it.
The Bowl of the Winds was used.
It was used, and it was maybe as uneventful a thing as I actually was anticipating it being.
Yeah, and maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. We're just going to have to read and find out.
Isn't that annoying?
I love it. It's realistic.
I'm excited about the impending invasion.
Right.
The impending escape.
Yeah.
We're on the cusp of excitement.
Oh, we're so close.
We're so close to excitement. We're so close.
Yeah.
And it's been a little while since we recorded last.
Yeah. Are we going to say why?
We're so super sick.
Oh, yeah. Deathly ill. It's just, not good.
We're so sick. We were out of recording commission for a while.
Yeah.
But luckily, we had a backlog.
Yeah, we ran it right to the very end here. So.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're recording this episode on Friday and it's coming out on Tuesday, which is unlike us.
Yeah, well, now, recently, as of late. So.
Yeah, to cut it this close, so...
Okay, so,
here we go.
I know I want to jump into this fun fact, too, because I know you said this chapter is, adjacent to some exciting things.
Yes.
So I have to do a fun fact that is also adjacent to something that is exciting.
Okay.
So, it's about buildings, okay?
About buildings.
Yeah, and the reason why I did this one is because we finally get to use the Bowl of the Winds. And if you remember, it was found in a building, which was how many stories tall?
6.
You're right. Okay, so I had to do a little bit of digging about the history behind tall buildings. It sounds weird.
No,
I know. Just bear with me.
Brett,
bear with me.
Such a stretch.
No.
Anything. Out of everything in this chapter, you couldn't find one thing to find something interesting
There wasn't much, but I also want to do this last time when we were on 6 stories, because there's a maximum height of buildings. There's a maximum height that buildings could be made in the past.
Okay.
So I had to, I pulled up a little bit of...
Okay, let's go
We're doing this one here.
I thought maybe, prairie landscape.
What do you want to talk about?
Something
Wheat?
like that.
Come on.
I don't know. Maybe. At least that would be relevant.
This is sort of... That's why I said adjacent. Relevant, exciting, adjacent. Right beside. Okay, so, towers. Don't laugh. Okay.
I just don't... Wow, okay.
Okay,
no, yep.
So here we go. The reason why I'm doing this one. So, towers were the first, really tall buildings made with big stones, thick walls, cramped rooms. Think of, the medieval times and things like that. But there were very few windows in towers originally because windows would compromise the structural integrity of the building.
Of course.
So that's why it's basically... So then you kind of think about pyramids, how it's all mostly big base upwards, but no windows, not a lot of open space, and very few small rooms.
Yes, okay.
So basically there was a maximum height for buildings due to the materials being used, like stone, bricks, and wood. And the maximum height of buildings was about 10 stories tall. And there were very few buildings, historically, that everyone passed that, because otherwise you have to have gigantic bases, right? Like I said, for pyramids. Then we had Gothic cathedrals pushing the height limits, but the big asterisk beside the big churches that were built is that a lot of them had big, large stone arms called buttresses or flying buttresses, basically support beams that would help hold up the walls, and that let there be big glass windows.
Fascinating. You know what? The architect nerds are going to love this.
They're going to love this one because then with the experimentation of using iron and steel, that's what really changed the game for buildings, because in 1885 in Chicago, a man named William Jenney was the architect, and he built a 10-story building using steel beams, and that kind of changed the game, and that's how we have the new evolution of how buildings are made.
Whoa.
Right? So before the invention of the elevator too, most buildings would never actually go past 4 or 5 stories because people don't
Sucks
want
to walk upstairs.
People don't want to walk upstairs. So 4 or 5 stories was like usually the max,
Yeah.
but like the actual height max was about 10 stories. So just want to put it for the record, the 6-story building, we don't exactly know what the materials were being used.
No, we don't.
But it does track that it was possible, even if they don't have steel beams.
Good. I was concerned
I know.
about the...
You're probably wondering, it's like, hey, how
realism.
realistic is the 6-story building?
That's what I was worried about.
Turns out very realistic. It works.
Okay.
Except for the whole people don't want to walk upstairs.
Well, people
You know?
were maybe more in shape back then.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Not sure. Okay.
You're right. That was fun adjacent.
Fun adjacent. I warned you. So.
I know. Okay, so now it has been quite a while for me. Like almost 2 weeks.
Yes.
Like at least a week and a half. So I'm going to do a pretty thorough last time on because listening to this chapter and doing my notes tonight had me going, oh right, that's what's happening in this story right now.
It's been a slow start to this book, all things considered.
And this didn't help.
No.
So now last time we were here, that whole Nynaeve and Elayne crew slowly made their way through a gateway.
Yep.
They walked for hours with no one respecting Elaine's authority.
Yes, that's true.
They made it to the farm of the kin, and then the women at the farm freaked out and scattered.
Yes.
Now Elayne lost more control when Vandelius took control of Ispan the Black Aja prisoner.
Right, for the torturing stuff?
Sort of. Questioning.
Sure.
And then Elayne sorted through garbage.
Yep.
And found a few treasures in her garbage.
She did.
And now it seems as though it is finally freaking time.
It's time.
To do the damn thing.
It's time to do the thing.
So let's go.
And not even like fake. It's like it's happening. Then it happens.
It's happening and then it's super uneventful when it happens.
Okay, so here's the thing. The mechanics...
We learn a heck of a lot about what a circle is.
But that's the thing. That's why this is a good chapter, because we get to really dig down into the mechanics of how circles work and how the bowl of the winds work. We can kind of speculate on a few things. It's good.
Okay, and I'm going to throw it out here right now.
Sure.
We can talk about it a bit, but I know there are people who are going to want to talk about some things that happen in season 1 of the TV show.
Okay.
In regards to some things that are said in this chapter.
Okay.
And I don't feel as though I want to spoil things that happen in the TV show.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
I just wanted to put it on record that
we're aware.
We know.
We
can talk about it like in Discord or somewhere else. We're not going to be talking about it here because we don't want to spoil TV show stuff for people.
And you know what? I don't even think it really matters.
I know you don't think it matters, and that's also why we don't have to talk about it.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, so chapter 5 is the breaking storm, and the chapter symbol is the lion. I guess that's for Elayne.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I said Elayne needs her own.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's not the flame of Tarvalin.
Okay. I mean, the lion is pretty explicitly like it's Elayne.
Elayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, after we're done here...
use of Saidar.
After we're done here, we're going to Andor.
That's the plan for sure.
Like, that's the plan.
It is.
That's what she said.
It would be nice if we would get there.
That's what she said. She said the plan. We do the thing, then we go. Then we go to the place, right?
We go to the place,
so
and we do the things immediately. That's exactly how plans work.
Right?
In this series.
Let's do it.
We make them and we do them immediately.
Easy.
All right. So we enter in Elayne's perspective, and she is with this crew that's about to use the Cloud Bowl. They've climbed their way to the top of this hill in a spot, and it makes sense that it's here because we can see really far, and because of weather weaving and stuff, we need to see. Also, for channeling in general,
you got to be able to see where you're channeling, and since it's weather, you got to stretch out really far. So top of the hill.
Okay, so is that how Egwene and Aviendha could channel into Cairhien when they were standing on top of the tower? You know, when they were channeling miles away?
Yes, visuals.
They needed the tower to see.
They need the tower to see, so I can channel far away.
Okay.
There's still a max distance, but if I can't see it, I can't do it.
Got it.
Right, so that's the thing.
Okay.
Also, when Rand was in the box, that's why I used air. He can't channel outside the box. He's got to use air to blow up the box.
Ooh.
Right? So, seeing visuals.
You can't just willy-nilly throw down weaves of fire where you can't see.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Exactly. So, there we go. Top of the hill, makes sense.
No willy-nilly weaving around here.
Nope, never.
All right.
And it's a reintroduction to all the R names.
Yes.
Like Renale.
Yeah, which is not how it's pronounced in the audiobook.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I've given up. Renila?
Renila.
Yeah,
yep, that's what they say. Yeah. Yep. Anyway, okay. I think I like Renila better than I like Renale.
Okay,
I do kind of want to switch it.
Okay.
Is that weird at this point?
It doesn't matter.
I feel like for the first time I actually picked it up in the audiobook, but
yeah.
Renila.
Okay.
Doesn't even matter. Windfinder Lady.
Yes. Main Windfinder.
Main Windfinder
Nesta's
Lady.
Windfinder Lady.
That's right.
Because she's not the one who's leading the circle.
No.
She's not that main Windfinder Lady.
No. Not today.
No.
She's the other main Windfinder Lady.
Nesta's Windfinder.
Okay. So now, no one really seems very interested in the nice view that Elayne likes. Nynaeve is being super grumpy because it took an hour to get here. We're wasting time. We could have been done already.
And also talking about all the planning on the way. You mentioned that a couple of times,
Yeah.
but, it's okay.
Of all the times to travel somewhere to do something, at least this had reason. At least this made sense. I think that Nynaeve's just looking to complain.
Yes. Yeah. She's probably... So here's the thing that I just thought about now. She probably has, like, in her experience, she's always had to work her anger up to be able to channel. So moving into a I need to channel right away, like, situation...
That might be her fallback.
It might just be like an instinct of, like, okay, get yourself worked up because we got to get angry. Even though she doesn't need to anymore.
Interesting.
Muscle memory.
Maybe.
Right?
Maybe, perhaps.
That's what I'm going with.
And also, Nynaeve is an easily irritated person.
Yeah, she likes being irritated. She likes it. That's
irritable.
part of who she is.
It's part of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have here the 3 kinswomen who are going to be a part of this circle, and one keeps fainting.
Yeah.
And we have the Aes Sedai here who still have the bowl, and we have everyone getting quite antsy. And then I like that we get a funny little tidbit about how terrible Aes Sedai are at negotiating and bargaining.
Yeah. What's it that they're terrible? Because I don't really understand this joke.
Yes, it's that they're terrible.
Oh.
Yeah, because so the joke is a Damani merchant and a Seafolk cargo master.
Yeah.
One of them finds a rock on a beach and sells it to the other. So we have a Damani merchant who's probably very good at negotiating and bargaining.
Yep.
And we have a Seafolk cargo master
also very good.
Very good at bargaining and negotiating. So they trade a rock back and forth each time getting the other person to pay more for it.
Okay.
Because they're very good at bargaining. And then an Aes Sedai comes along and the Damani merchant or somebody sells the rock to the Aes Sedai.
Okay.
For more than they paid.
Okay.
And then somehow the cargo master also sells the same rock to the Aes Sedai again for more than she originally paid.
Okay. I've never really paid attention to this story.
Yeah, I thought
it goes right over my head every time.
That's what I interpreted from the whole thing.
I like it.
And it's Elayne thinking that, we made a pretty terrible bargain here.
Right, yes.
And the Aes Sedai are pissed at her for making a terrible bargain. But she doesn't think any of the Aes Sedai could have done any better than she did.
And from what we've seen of Aes Sedai negotiators, they might be right.
It's right.
Yeah, okay.
I agree with all of this.
It.
And that's why the running joke is funny that Aes Sedai are bad at bargaining.
So I don't know if that's 100% accurate, but I like it, and let's go with that.
Well, that's what we've seen, and that's what the joke is.
Let's do it. Okay. I like it.
Yeah, we got to find something funny to talk about here.
Yeah. I got something pretty funny to talk about.
Oh.
Well, we get a pretty hot, steamy sex scene, so I'll point it out later.
A sex scene in this chapter?
Yep.
Okay.
It happens. People always say Robert Jordan doesn't write sex scenes.
Okay.
But he does.
Okay.
And it's in this chapter.
I think I missed it.
You might have.
I blinked.
That's okay. That's okay. It was in the description, but it's there.
Okay, you let me know. Now, Elayne sees Aviendha walk over to the edge of the cliff, which I'm confused about because I thought they were on a hill. But I guess they're on a hill that went up and then drops down.
Yeah, there's a steep side.
There's a steep side. Okay. So now she realizes that Aviendha's not just admiring the view. She's clearly upset about something.
Yep.
So Elayne goes over and asks what's wrong. And I have a catch here.
Okay.
Because when Elayne goes over to the edge of the cliff where Aviendha's standing, she looks down and feels dizzy at the height of the edge of the cliff.
Yeah, she gets vertigo.
Yeah, but I don't think so.
Oh.
Miss Tightrope Walker
Oh,
Miss
well, okay.
doing handstands, backflips, and cartwheels on a tightrope.
Okay. It's different, though.
Has a fear of heights.
But, like, it's different because...
And then in just one paragraph after this scene, she thinks to herself about how Nynaeve is scared of heights.
Yeah, okay.
But I don't know.
Okay.
Right away I went, no, I don't
Should have done a fun fact about vertigo, because, like, that's like an imbalance or something, so it doesn't, even if you're, like, not afraid of heights, you can still get vertigo from, like, looking down too much, or, like, you're not in a situation you're used to.
No, I'm aware of that, but I just don't think that Miss Tightrope Walker...
You don't buy it. Okay.
I don't buy that she's scared of the heights.
All right. Well, Aviendha is going to throw herself off this cliff.
Yes, she is. She's not scared. She's the only one who's not scared.
She's going to... Yeah, okay.
I was just recently thinking about Elayne at the circus, so that's why that was actually fresh on my mind.
You want that to come back. You want more circus.
More circus.
Get that. See? When you were in it, you weren't super enthused, but now that we're out of it, it's like, hey.
It was funny.
We like the circus.
It's okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. It was a pretty useless plot line.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
All right, so now, apparently everything is wrong with Aviendha.
Yeah.
She tells Elayne, I have failed you, I can't form a gateway properly, I've shamed you, I thought a servant was a shadow rot, and the sea folk ignore me like I'm a yapping dog, and I pretended like I could make Ispan talk for you, but the maidens aren't even allowed to question prisoners until they've been
literally
for like
everything,
20 years.
It's all building up.
I'm
and
weak,
it's all
I'm
going
soft,
out.
blah, blah, blah. If I fail you again, I will die.
Yes. Okay.
And then Elayne spends the next page talking Aviendha off the ledge, literally.
Yes, off the literal ledge, like, don't throw yourself down this cliff.
Yeah. She basically tries to counter all her points and tells her that she's in the same situation with the Ispan thing.
I actually love this. It's actually, in my mind, it's absolutely hilarious.
Well, this isn't the point.
It's
I
not.
don't think that this is the point, Aviendha.
It's the reaction too. It's Aviendha's reaction and then Elayne's reaction to that, which I find absolutely hilarious, because Aviendha is going off about all the things that she's doing terribly, and she's like, I suck, I'm the worst person, I'm terrible, and I don't deserve to be here.
And Elaine's like, I suck too.
It's okay, man, like, I also have problems, like, and then Aviendha is like, hey, you know what, we both suck. And Elaine's like, well, okay, like, that's not exactly what I was going for. Like, she's trying to comfort her best friend, and then Aviendha's like, yeah, we're both the worst. Yeah, and that's not quite what...
Not just, we're both the worst. We're both the worst, and it brings no shame to us as long as nobody one else knows.
Just we know that we both suck.
We know that we suck.
And Elaine's like, that wasn't my actual point. That, like, I wasn't saying like, I suck also. Like, there's some things I could work on, sure, but come on. It's like, missed it a little bit here.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. But now at this point, Elayne gives Aviendha her angriel.
Yeah, the little woman wrapped in her hair.
That's right.
Yep.
And tells Aviendha to use it in the circle. She'd intended to use it for herself, but Aviendha might need the confidence boost. So that's a nice friend.
Getting to hold that much Saidar.
Right. And so Elayne tells her that she should be able to hold twice as much Saidar with it. Aviendha accepts the gift and then gives Elayne the Aiel equivalent of a kiss and a hug.
Yeah, which is like touching her cheek with her fingertips.
Her 2 fingers.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the sex scene?
Nope, that's not it. It's way more explicit than that.
No.
We're getting there, though.
Okay. All right. Well, because at this point, who wants to get to the Cloud Bowl?
Not yet.
Not me.
Nope.
I could care less about that stupid thing.
First, we need to understand how we're going to use it.
No. First, we need to calm Nynaeve down.
Right.
Now
she's been acting like a fool.
She's been acting like she's going to come apologize.
Oh, man. Nynaeve, right?
She might be sick.
Yeah,
I like that trope. When somebody does something out of character, she might be ill.
Yeah.
I'm going to check her for a fever later. But now Nynaeve comes over to Elayne, wants to talk to her alone. They move off a bit, and then Nynaeve starts blabbering about how she's been acting like a fool and how it's Lan's fault, and that she needs Elaine's help to keep her wits about her. And Elayne is just shocked that Nynaeve is apologizing and comforts her also.
Yeah, and Elayne does the opposite approach from Aviendha. She does the tough love with Nynaeve a little bit. Yeah. So she does her little like mediator thing.
You have been acting like an idiot.
Like, get it together. She was super soft on Aviendha. She's like, we suck. And then for Nynaeve, it's like, hey, you suck.
Tough love it is, idiot.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Mm-hmm. And then Nynaeve sees that Elayne gave Aviendha one of the Angreal, and she's like, now which one's mine?
Exactly.
I get one.
Yes.
It's like, Nynaeve, you're already the strongest channeler here.
No, but then the Angreal amplifies it, so it's like it makes sense to give it to the more powerful people.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not boost up the weak people?
Yes. You make Nynaeve uber strong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought we would boost the weak.
Nah.
Okay. Idiot.
Nah. Nope.
All right. So anyway, she gets the ones with the bracelet and the rings.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, last time we talked about the Terangrial that has, the belt.
Yeah.
And the rings and the necklace and the brace and the crown or something.
The Batman outfit.
The whole Batman outfit.
Yeah.
And how I suggested that maybe it was for different people.
Yeah.
My brother said that reminded him of the Power Rangers.
Oh.
How they all have like a ring or something.
Do
and
they?
they all need it to like...
I haven't seen Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Like, which one, though? Which Power Rangers?
I know, I don't
right?
know. I don't
Okay.
know. I
Okay.
wasn't expecting follow-up questions.
Yeah.
I just thought that was a funny comment.
Okay. I don't know enough about Power Rangers. Like, that was a long time ago. I used to watch that, so...
Yeah. Someone else will understand, I bet.
Yeah. That's a reference for somebody.
Okay, so now in my notes I wrote, when are we going to get to the fireworks factory?
Right?
Are we
Okay.
going now?
Nope.
Are we going? Are we going to get there?
Close.
Okay, so the Bowl of the Winds
Yes.
is sitting in the center of this hilltop, and from the description...
It is, in fact.
It
is.
Which I didn't actually doubt, but
It's the Bowl of the Winds.
Yeah.
Just like to put a nice little bow on that. Because
is.
that was one of... Actually, I really love that prediction.
I know you thought that was funny.
It's hilarious because, like, that could have been a thing.
Yeah.
And we never actually got a description of it for a long, long time.
Until now, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've just been carrying it around in cloth. But anyway, the kinswomen are here, and so are the sea folk, and then we get a bunch of sea folk politics stuff, which doesn't matter to me literally at all.
Yeah, I'll break it down really quick, though, because so we have a circle of 13.
Yeah.
We've got 3 kinswomen.
Yep.
We've got Elayne, Aviendha, Nynaeve, so that's 6, and we've got 7 sea folk, so none of the Aes Sedai are in this circle.
Oh, none of them are strong enough.
None of them are strong enough. Yeah,
But they're here? Why?
There's like 50 people here.
What?
We got that there's like, a whole bunch of people.
Ah, I didn't get that.
Didn't we get that like a couple like there was like 50 people rolling in to the farm?
I didn't know that we were all going to this hilltop. I thought just the people...
Oh, not all 50 are on the hilltop, but like there's a couple Aes Sedai around here too watching and stuff.
Yeah, why are they here if they aren't part of it? I didn't get that there were 7 sea folk.
Yeah, there's 7. We get names for them.
All 7 of them?
Yeah, do you want me to say this?
Not
7
really.
names? I mean, I could say them
Can
if
I
you want
just
to.
believe you?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, we get 7. There's even like a mother-daughter combo.
No, I got that. I just figured that some of the Aes Sedai who were here were there. I didn't think about any of this at all. It didn't matter to me who was in the circle.
And that's fair. But the politics part of this that is kind of like a little bit important or funny is that Garenia is here. She's a kinswoman, and she's strong enough. And because the kinswoman is here, Renail, so Nesta's Windfinder, Renila, she gets bumped out of the circle because there's a kinswoman who's stronger. So this circle consists of only the 13 strongest. So even though Renila is technically like super high up in the hierarchy, like basically at the top, she's not technically strong enough, so she gets bumped. So she's no longer in charge or going to be in this circle.
Okay.
And you have to think about this like this is a huge event for the sea folk.
Yeah.
Like going to go down in the history books.
Right.
And Renila doesn't get to be a part of that.
Okay.
So.
Well, she does start barking orders at everybody to get into the right place.
Yeah.
And then we learn that the one who's going to be leading this is named Kyra.
Yes. Okay.
Is that how you would have said that?
Does it matter?
No.
It's Kyra.
Yeah. Now, after all of them are looking around at each other, the 13 women are gathered around the bowl, and Elayne passes the last Angreal with the little turtle.
Yeah, that's the one that she had.
Yeah, to one of the sea folk.
Yeah.
And starts to explain how to use it, but then gets cut off by Kyra, who needs to do her super important pump up speech to everybody.
Yeah, it's a combination of like pump up and also like humble acceptance speech at the Oscars or whatever.
Right.
Where she needs to
yes,
get like
I
played
am
off.
the best.
I am the best.
I am better than everybody. I know more than everyone.
And look at who's not here. The Aes Sedai are not here. They can't do this. Haha, they suck.
Yeah.
It's like, what a terrible acceptance speech.
Yeah. Do you want to hear what she actually says?
I like our version better, but sure. For the record, put it on.
Today we shall do what has not been done since the breaking of the world, when our ancestors fought the wind and waves gone mad. I have studied the ancient lore and the records when our mothers first learned the weaving of the winds. Nobody knows more than I do about the Bowl of the Winds. We are going to do a bunch of stuff the Aes Sedai can't do.
Yeah, and there's like a little bit of a tidbit of lore in there where it's like they learned the weaving of the winds to battle the raging seas after the breaking. So that's kind of a cool part. Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah. Now, finally, Kyra gives Nynaeve permission to demonstrate how linking works.
Yeah, it's so contentious.
And Nynaeve has an attitude about this whole thing. Oh, do I have your permission now? You know?
Yeah. So here's the part where the sex scene really starts coming into play here.
Oh,
so, like I said,
okay,
welcome to my TED Talk. This is my TED Talk.
Yes.
Let me do my TED Talk.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
People say RJ doesn't write sex scenes. I say he does write sex scenes, but he puts them into paragraphs when men and women are embracing the one power.
Do you think he did it like completely unintentionally?
Oh no, it was for sure intentional.
But then how come he didn't do a good job of writing sex scenes?
I mean, I don't know why.
This had to be unintentional.
But also, embracing Saidin and Saidar is equivalent to male and female orgasms.
Yeah.
So like that's how it that's what it is. So I'm just going to read this sentence of Elayne being kept away from the power and then letting
everybody wants to hear you read
I know also, and I'm going to try not to cough through my way through this. So
yeah. But this is where Nynaeve is going to use Elayne to demonstrate how to link. Like, Elayne and Nynaeve are going to work together to show everybody and explain what's happening.
Yeah, and the whole point is that linking, she's keeping Elayne away from the power up until the point where she's like on the brink.
And she's doing a lot of explanation.
A lot of explanation.
Okay, so go ahead and
mechanics-wise, that's why this is a cool chapter for it. But I mean, the paragraph, abruptly like a dam bursting, the one power flowed through her, and breath left her in a long gasp of pleasure and relief, so overwhelming that her legs wobbled, and it was all she could do to keep from panting. Like, you're not going to convince me that that's not sexual at all.
Yeah.
Like, that's 100% sex scene written all over this chapter.
Yeah, actually, that is.
And it gets,
I thought that too when I was reading it. But
I know, and you're like, wait, what? Yeah. What am I reading? What is happening? She's being, okay.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah. And it happens with the guys and the girls, so I mean, you know.
No. I do get that. I would prefer to think that Robert Jordan had no idea.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think that would be funny.
Same as the design of Tar Valon, like, I get it.
Oh, yeah, same as that.
Totally, I don't understand, it's coincidence.
Coincidence.
Dragon Mount, okay, it's fine.
Okay, and because we're only doing one chapter here, we need a natural sort of breaking point. So let's take a break and come on back right away.
Yeah.
Okay, so while that's happening, Nynaeve is also describing the proper way to form a circle, and then explains also this is how you embrace through the angriel as well, because the one Windfinder didn't get a chance to actually hear how that works. So.
Yeah, and it works basically the same way.
Yeah.
So put yourself on the brink.
Yeah, so Nynaeve explains that the women don't have to worry because whoever leads the circle can't make someone draw too much of the power. It actually works as a buffer against that.
Yes.
And in some ways, the circle is like an angriel because of that.
Yeah, because we know that some angriel have that built-in buffer where it prevents you from, like, overdrawing, so.
Mm-hmm. And so, now, Rhaenyra cuts in anyway, yelling about how this is dangerous because it sounds like one woman can simply seize another and hold her captive and use her and the power.
Yeah, and this is actually, again, really important for mechanics-wise.
Yeah, and she starts going off about how the Aes Sedai are using that to control people, and this is awful, and we're stopping this right now.
Yeah. So again, throwaway sentences because we get an Aes Sedai jumping in here with some history lessons.
Yeah.
But I want to point out that this is a very...
This is why the Aes Sedai is here, by the way. I just figured it out.
To explain.
Yeah.
But it's actually very, very interesting because the Aes Sedai says that the Tower studied the mechanics of forming a circle long before the Trolloc Wars. So that was like a long, long time ago, before Archer Hawkwing days.
Yeah.
And then we also know that the whole Adam was created by an Aes Sedai, and that is a form of involuntary rings that
Yes.
Morden was talking about.
Yeah.
So it's like the study of linking led to probably the creation of the Adam, which is like linking but forcing that link on someone.
Right.
Because we know that Suldam and Damani are both channelers.
Okay,
but it's
so
an
then
involuntary forced ring.
are you gonna give me some credit then? Because when Moradin was talking about linking rings or something,
Involuntary rings,
involuntary
yeah.
rings, I said that sounds like a Damane.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
you were like, I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't definitive at the time, but now we can
Or
totally
a
see.
Suldam, but
Yeah, exactly. Like involuntary rings is for sure the Adam, because that is absolutely an involuntary ring. So it's almost like sea folk that have like an actual good reason to be cautious of that, because one thing can lead to another, and then
Right.
boom, you have Damani.
Okay, good point.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is basically what happens here when the Aes Sedai speaks up and says that's actually not how any of this works.
Yeah. And we know that forming circles, you can't, force people to do things.
No, it actually has to be a willing surrender.
Yes. And we've gotten that from the Forsaken too.
What I found the most interesting about that is you can form a link with somebody who can go to sleep and the link still holds.
Yeah.
Until you release it.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Lots of good stuff. And then also a little tidbit that there was some study about men being brought into the circles.
Yeah.
But that was abandoned pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And we know a little bit about circles from the Forsaken with men.
Right. So now this is where Kyra tells Nynaeve to continue with her demonstration, like pretty harshly. She is not nice, this person.
No, she's a bit of a butthole.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very stern. And then Nynaeve starts explaining how to pass control of the circle, which has to be done voluntarily also.
Yeah, and this is kind of where we get that almost a throwaway line. And we talked about this in the last couple episodes about does Elayne actually know about Nynaeve's block being broken?
Yeah.
And we do get a confirmation that she knows that Nynaeve usually struggles to pass control of the circle because that's also a form of surrender. And she used to struggle with that with Sidar.
Yes.
So apparently Elayne does in fact know. So that's good.
Okay. Then Elayne links to Aviendha to continue the demonstration, and then one by one, Elayne brings everyone into the circle.
Yeah, and there's a sense of awareness in the circle.
Yeah, in the circle, they can all feel each other's emotions during this.
So kind of like a water bond. So again, it's like thinking about how the water bond was created. It's like, because we know that's not an Age of Legends thing.
Yeah.
Maybe the circles being created led them to think, hey, can I do this individually with a man
With someone who can't channel?
And then have that awareness and have that connection too.
Yeah.
So like maybe there's some history there.
Maybe. All right, so now that everyone is in this circle, Elayne tells Kyra that she's going to pass the circle to her, and then Kyra basically just, like, rips it away from Elayne as soon as she's able to, and Elaine's like, that's not how we do this.
I think of it like when someone's learning how to drive, and when they're braking, it's like right before you actually stop, you got to lift up the brake a little bit, and like new drivers don't, and it's just like a jerking stop.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I feel of Kyra's ability to, like, do this.
Yeah, no, I look at it more as impatience and reactivity.
Sure.
Like, I feel like it's less about that she doesn't know or doesn't care to know, and she just wants to be on with it.
Yeah. And we all want to be on with it. So
we
like,
do. We
let's
all
get there.
want to be on with
Let's
it.
get
Let's
there.
be on with it. So,
Let's do it.
Here we go. They're actually finally, we're going to get to the fireworks factory.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Okay, so Kyra takes a moment to focus on the bowl, and Elayne thinks there's just a moment of uncertainty, and Elayne thinks, oh my goodness, she's uncertain? What's all this been for if she doesn't know what she's doing? And I just thought, Elayne, of course she doesn't know what the hell she's doing.
Yeah, she and apparently, and we find this out later, she's studied in a book.
Yeah.
But it's like you can study all you want in a book, but then when you're doing it in practice,
Yeah.
it's like you're gonna be a little nervous.
Of course.
But like good for Kyra for like really getting this under control.
She certainly tries.
Yeah, she does it.
All right. So now Kyra draws in Sidar, pulling it from everybody and the Angriel, and she starts channeling a complex weave of all 5 powers, weaving them into a 4-pointed star, and then lays that on the bowl, and then continues on and on and on.
Yeah, the biggest description I want to point out from this is like Elayne thinks to herself, it's a good thing I didn't try to lead this, because I don't know what the F I'd be doing.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, Elayne.
Yeah.
This isn't for you to do.
Well, and it just sort of makes everything, it kind of puts it into perspective. I'm kind of annoyed because Robert Jordan could have wrote anything.
Sure.
This bowl could have been accessed in any way. And so, yes, technically, in the way that it was written here, Elayne and Nynaeve couldn't have just found it in a storeroom and then channeled into it and used it.
Yeah, they needed the sea folk.
They clearly needed this. However, it could have been written that they could just have figured it out.
But that's not how the Bowl of the Winds works.
Yeah, clearly.
That's not how it works.
So we had to wait.
So Robert Jordan couldn't have written it that way.
Full 2 books.
That's not how it works.
About this bowl. Here
I
we
love
are.
it.
Here we are.
But here's the thing, because we always have the whole saying where it's either science or it's magic.
Yeah.
And in this case, I'm going to say that this is science. Because the extreme precision...
I was going to say it's both.
I would say it's almost more so.
Using magic to do science.
The precision, she's basically a surgeon. The precision that she's laying these weaves on this bowl in this very specific technical sense, it's like she studied the medical textbook for years to be able to do this, and she's finally putting it into practice. And I like it. I like the fact that it's so technical.
It's fine.
And you couldn't just have 2 random girls, Elayne and Nynaeve, friggin' channeling into it in a warehouse, and it's like, okay, it works. Like, no, this is literally fixing things. And this is what Moradin was afraid of.
He was. Well, we're seeing the weaves go off into the sky as far as we can see. So it does sort of feel like maybe it's going to change something. Maybe.
Okay. I like that positivity.
That's where we're sitting with that. And even though it's been used, it's not an immediate thing. And you asked me, is this going to be an immediate thing? And I'm pretty sure I said no.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I said no, we're for sure going to have to wait more.
For sure. Well, we're not going to be like Nynaeve.
I wish we
because
were.
Because Nynaeve's like, why isn't everything fixed already? And it's like, come on.
I'm literally Nynaeve.
That's not how weather works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be. I don't know. All of a sudden, we've been outside having a fire, having a nice hot dog s'mores dinner.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden...
boom, rain clouds
roll in and it's raining.
Yeah, it's
and
like
everyone has to run
dinner,
for cover.
And then we finish dinner and it's like, okay, sunny again. Like, I get that happens. It happens.
It happens. And you know how that could happen even further?
That's not how the Bowl of Winds works.
Magic. It could have happened.
No, that's not how it works.
It would have been
this
better.
Is Dark One's
It
touch.
would have been more dramatic.
Oh.
It would have been better.
Ooh, Stormy
I was
Clouds
disappointed.
Yeah, well.
It's disappointing.
Well.
It's a disappointing end to a disappointing plotline.
You know how from the beginning of the series I told you that you're Nynaeve?
Yeah.
You're Nynaeve.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
I've embraced it.
I know.
We all know.
I know. Yeah.
Disappointment all around.
Okay.
So, cool weaving. We got our stars on the bowl. The bowl's changing. I thought that part was pretty cool.
Clouds.
Turn into waves.
Right.
Turn
cool.
into other clouds.
Nice.
So it's a whole thing.
Like it.
And now there's a column of 5 power shooting up from the bowl, climbing into the sky, out of sight. And yeah,
it's pretty big. Like a huge column and then a spider webs out across the sky. Like this is...
Yeah, but here's an interesting point.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about it.
We haven't talked about the interesting point here.
Yes. Okay, go.
So the Saidar is bending itself around something that they can't see, which means that the bowl is also drawing Saidin.
Yes, because we do get from the description that Elayne can feel the bowl after it's like activated almost. It starts pulling more Saidar than the women are even channeling themselves. So, I mean, and we know that Terangirl can work like that.
Okay.
Where it's like it pulls.
We do? Okay.
Yeah, we've got mechanics where, like, we've gotten that Terangirl can be things that even non-channelers can use sometimes. Mm-hmm. Right? So it doesn't necessarily mean, like, you have to be able to channel. Like, Terangirl work in all sorts of crazy ways.
Right.
That's basically the rules. Like, however we want it to work, it's going to work.
Okay.
So it's pulling Saidar itself, and even though Saidin wasn't used to, like, activate the bowl, it's still pulling Saidin into it through it. Because it's the one power.
Yeah, and isn't this something that Elayne said a long time ago? She said something about how they needed to go to Camelin and get it to Rand because the bowl needed to be...
She thought that maybe something to do with men channeling. And then she was like, I might have just made that up.
Yeah, but where did she get that from and why did she say that?
Well, she's got a bit of an intuition with, Terangirl. Like she does.
Angril, yeah, she does.
She does.
Yeah.
And I mean, hypothetically, the bowl, whatever they do here, it might work better with men in the circle.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it probably would. Like, probably.
Yeah.
It makes sense that it would work better, but it seems like it's still functional with just women channeling. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, I just had that note because Elayne did say that.
Yes, she did.
Before. Now, apparently some of the other women have noticed this too, and then everyone starts to feel quite fearful.
Yeah, medium freak out.
Yeah. And then, abruptly, Kyra releases the source completely, and that is not the way to end a circle, apparently.
Yeah, okay.
And she says, "It is done, the light willing." And everyone seems pretty wiped out from this.
Yeah, that was a lot of power.
A lot of power, a lot of channeling. Lot. And then it just gets cut off.
Yeah.
Nobody is happy about that. Aviendha
I like this
gives
little piece.
Elayne a little maiden hand talk and says, "Ooh, more than worth the price."
And then we also get that Elayne is learning maiden hand talk, and
which
apparently
is not allowed.
Not allowed, but that's also what Ban and Chia did with Fael.
That is true.
Yeah. So it's like all the maidens are kind of a little bit breaking the rules. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's probably like frowned upon.
Yeah.
But like they totally do.
And also, yeah, it's frowned upon, but at the same time, when before has it ever been actually something that they've encountered?
Yeah, exactly.
Other than with other Aiel who aren't maidens.
Right.
And of course, with other Aiel who aren't maidens, they're not getting to become close friends with them.
Yeah, and they're not going to like tell the men Aiel about,
No, if anything, I could see maidens turned wise ones, potentially sharing with another wise one.
Okay.
Like if they get close or something.
Sure.
Or,
like who wasn't a maiden?
Yeah, or if a maiden lays down her spears to get married and has a sister wife.
Yeah.
She might teach that sister wife.
That's true. I was going to say, we don't really know much about wise ones who weren't maidens.
Yeah.
We don't really know much about that.
No, we don't.
So, but roof mistresses hypothetically might not have been maidens. We don't know enough about Aiel culture, so let's leave it there.
Don't. But at the same time, that also wouldn't make a lot of sense because you use hand talk when other people are around, but you don't want to say anything out loud.
Yes.
So if you're around other maidens,
well,
potentially.
We also know that like Aiel men have hand talk, but it's not as extensive.
It's like rudimentary.
It's not as extensive as maidens do it. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that this is just new situations for them.
Yeah.
Where they're with people who...
I like it.
Yeah.
Share a little bit of
I like it too. Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
And now, you know what? We officially get that this is not called Cloud Bowl anymore. Do you know why?
Why is that?
Did you pick up on the picture that is in the bowl now that this is over? Because the pictures were changing in the bowl,
Oh,
right?
yeah. No, I didn't look at the last one.
It's not clouds anymore.
What is it?
A wave.
Oh.
So now it's Wave Bowl.
Wave Bowl.
Yeah.
2.0. Love it. Okay.
Yeah, it's not Cloud Bowl anymore.
Okay.
How about that?
So do you have more to add on to that?
That's it. It's just called Wave Bowl now.
Okay, Wave Bowl.
Wave Bowl.
All right.
Yeah. Now, Nynaeve is still in a bad mood and says, "All that for what? Did we do anything or not?"
Yeah.
Gestures to the sky, I
That's
bet.
you. That's what you would be doing.
I'd be like, all that.
Come on.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
And then Kyra basically says a bunch of boat analogies and is like, "Were you expecting everything to change right now immediately?" Yes. Yes, I was.
Yeah. Because you're thinking magic and I'm thinking it's science.
Yeah, but even... Yeah,
right?
I know.
Okay.
But anyway, it'll take time for the weather to correct itself, but it will correct itself now.
Yeah.
And Rhaenyra moves over to the bowl and starts to scoop it up and is like, "Hey, we fulfilled our bargain. Now this is ours. See you later, Aes Sedai."
Yeah.
And then Nynaeve says, "Hold your horses. Hold your boats, ladies."
Like maybe it's fixed.
Maybe
I don't
it's
know.
done. We'll see if the weather actually fixes. And I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey, yeah.
Okay. But more importantly...
Nynaeve starts rubbing her temple and says, "I can almost feel an echo of Saidar."
So, what is that?
Well, we find out. Right now, where we find out what it is.
It's
a bunch of Saidar being channeled far away.
I mean, okay, yes. But in the moment, it's kind of like we just unleashed like a crap ton of Saidar
so much.
into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes sense that there might be like the resonance, like the feedback
that
we've kind of like seen happen with like,
Perhaps.
different Sidar type of things. So is there like an echo of like the reverberations of the weather? Or is it like, oh shit, I feel the battle and shit going down in Abu Dar from all
because that's happening
the Damani.
now.
That's happening right effing now.
Which gives us a bit of a timeline also.
Yeah.
Because when Matt was searching all around,
yes,
we know that it took a couple hours at least to get to the farm.
Yeah, it was like 2 hours-ish.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we spent a lot of time hanging around the farm trying to collect all those scattered runaways.
We did.
And then we took at least an hour to get here.
And then you got to factor in how fast can a golem sprint or run.
Well, do
they sprint? Do they jog?
How fast can we go when we're on a winged beast?
Pretty fast. Probably faster than like any other form of transportation.
Uh-huh.
So...
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Yep. Not great.
Yep.
So, did my mind immediately go to the Shanshan? No.
Oh, thrown
Is that
off.
what you were going to ask?
Well, because you were looking so hard
I know.
for a Shanshan attack on these women.
Well, I feel like in my brain, we gatewayed far enough away.
Yeah.
But
we didn't.
We didn't.
No, because the farm is only a couple miles away from Abu Dar.
I know. Then why,
It's really not that far away.
I feel like it's more than a couple miles.
It's not that far away.
But then why did we need to gateway there? It took just as long to gateway everyone through the gateway.
Yeah, it's like it's described. We
to
don't
walk for 2 miles.
Yeah, the only description we got was
then?
it's a little bit north of Abu Dar.
I know, but I feel like I picture it further because we had to gateway to a spot that was far away.
Yeah,
and then we rode for 2 hours. So did we gateway only an hour north of the city? That doesn't make sense.
So there's a couple things to consider because there's a whole bunch of questions there. Number one, they probably didn't want to be seen leaving Abu Dar, so it makes sense to gateway out of the city.
Yeah.
So they're not seen by a bunch of regular people with this weird procession.
Okay.
And then it also, you have to consider how long did it take them to actually use the Bowl of the Winds? Mm-hmm. Because that could have taken an hour or two. So now, with that extreme amount of channeling being done, which if they can feel the Damani can for sure feel
they felt that. Yeah.
So then they're like, oh shit, let's go figure out what that channeling is.
Yeah.
And if they have an hour or two to cover that distance, the farm isn't that far away from Abu Dar.
Yeah.
So
Clearly.
we just don't have the definitive distance.
So at this moment, I knew something was going down, and my brain immediately went to Shadow Spawn, and because I had predicted Trollocs.
Yes,
remember?
yeah.
Because at the beginning of almost every book, we get
Trollocs.
some kind of random Trolloc attack and then never talk about it again.
Yeah.
Typically.
Yeah.
And so I thought maybe something like that was happening. I thought maybe their channeling alerted Forsaken. I thought I knew something was happening. I just wasn't quite sure. If it was Moradin or if it's now Mulgedian or so,
there might be repercussions
Probably
still because that was an
Mulgedian,
extreme amount of channeling being done. So
Yeah.
that was a lot.
That was a lot. Okay, anyway, right into this. Elayne is like, hey, listen, I can feel that echo too. But it's as if we're feeling somebody using Sidar at a distance, and it makes sense because they are in this spot where they can see very far from where they are.
Well, and now they're not focused on what they're doing.
Yeah.
And now they can feel from far away. Because in the moment, they wouldn't be able to... It would be so small compared to what they're doing in the moment. Well, yeah.
And then here's some confirmation. We see lightning flashing in the sky near the city of Abu Dar. And so one of the Aes Sedai is like, is it a rainstorm? Is the weather correcting itself already?
No.
But there's no clouds in the sky. Although there's lightning.
Yeah.
And Elayne is like, well, no. It's like there's 50 to 100 Aes Sedai all channeling at once, and it's not the Forsaken.
Yeah, because one Forsaken isn't strong enough to do that.
No. And then Nynaeve agrees and tells Elayne that she needs to take everyone back to Andor because she has to go back to the city for Matt. I mean... I get it because Nynaeve left the Two Rivers because she didn't want her Two Rivers folk being in danger, and now she feels that Matt is in danger.
Yeah, and she also has a thought Matt came back for me, so I need to return that favor.
Right, and we're in Elaine's perspective, and she starts thinking about how, she has to protect Matt as well, but then she also starts thinking about Tom and Oliver and all these people still left in the city, and she thinks we should. But then Elayne and Nynaeve have a bit of an argument over that not being a very good plan, because if it is a Forsaken somehow, they're all too tired to actually do anything, and the Forsaken don't have any reason to be looking for Matt. It's us they'll be after.
Yeah, which is not actually true. Like, we know that the Forsaken are definitely also after Matt.
Yeah, specifically Samuel.
Yeah, but I mean, he's dead, right?
Well, he's for sure gone. He's for sure somewhere else, not
he's
here.
He's for sure not here at Abu Dhar.
Yeah, he's dead. Okay, I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
I don't like it. You know I don't like it.
Yeah, but no time for that now.
And then somebody screams, "Shadow Spawn!"
Whoa!
And then everyone starts embracing Saidar and shooting balls of fire at this weird horse with wings and a tail in the sky.
Well, it was like Baal Damon's description. Like, it's a bird.
Yeah.
I don't know. The only thing I know that flies is birds, but this is gigantic. It's a huge bird lizard.
Yeah, a huge wing shape is now tumbling out of the sky on fire.
Yeah, it's the Shanchan!
It's the Shanchan.
Love
and
it.
then Merlilla says, Shadow Spawn are here, Shadow Spawn. That confirms that Forsaken are in Abu Dhar.
Like, no.
And Elaine's like,
no.
Yeah, no, that's not Shadow Spawn. It's the Shanchan. Elayne and Nynaeve
have like
exchange a look.
They like eye contact and it's like, oh.
Fuck. We gotta get the F out of here right now. And take every woman on the farm with us, or everyone is going to be wearing a Damane leash by tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That would be so bad with, like...
Everybody.
Oh, man.
Everyone.
Yeah, that would be
literally
a disaster.
This is what I was talking about. This is the panic I was looking for.
Yeah.
This is what I was expecting.
This is what you want. You want this to happen.
No.
Oh, man. I can't believe you said that.
No. I wanted the panic of needing to escape.
Yeah, okay.
So I got it here.
You did, yes.
Long build up.
Yes.
Now, Rhaenyra comes up and is like, you know what? We've encountered the Shanchan before. If they're in Abu Dhar, then my ship fights for his life, and I'm not on his deck. We go now. And then she tries to make a gateway, literally right here in the middle of nowhere. And
also in the middle of everyone, so it's like rude. You're going to cut somebody in half.
Oh, rude. Yeah.
Don't do that.
And it fails because she didn't learn this
She didn't do it properly.
And also, you can't just make a gateway on a moving ship, because that's probably not even possible.
Oh, we had a big conversation about this, too.
I was like, why do the sea folk
make it big enough to have boats go through it?
Yeah.
We talked about this.
But that's stationary, and the boat goes through it.
Yeah, and versus like making a doorway onto your boat
ship.
if you don't know where the boat is.
Yeah.
Like, that seems...
You could skim to it.
Well, that's also that's not how it works either. Yeah.
I don't understand.
That's okay. Neither does Rhaenyra.
My favorite is when Elaine's like, that's probably not even possible. And then a bunch of the Aes Sedai are nodding like, we
not
know.
possible. Like, you don't know anything.
You don't know anything.
Yeah.
You didn't know about traveling until literally 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, like you don't know any... Why are you chipping and
shut
in
it.
here?
Even Elayne, like, you don't even know.
Get out of here. Don't tell me what's possible.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
Yeah. And then she's like, by the way, our bargain isn't complete yet either, because you made your bargain with Matrim Cawthon, my subject. So you'll be coming with me. Let's get moving. And then everyone's like, yeah, good idea. And we start running.
Yeah, she kind of capitalized on that whole, like, panic thing, because she kind of throws in, like, oh, Matt's my subject, and you made the deal with him, so now you got to listen to me. Like, I don't exactly know if that's 100%, like... She capitalized on, like, oh my god, the Shanchan are coming, let's get out of here.
Absolutely, and I think that the sea folk who tries to make a gateway, and then it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, well then I guess I have to run with you.
Also, you know what we shouldn't be trying to, like, give to the Shanchan? Is the weave for traveling.
Yeah.
It's like, let's not gateway into all the Damani here, and then be like, here's how you make a gateway, because can you imagine? Like, freaking disaster.
Yeah. Well, they did see it once. A little group of them saw Aviendha and Elayne go through a gateway.
Yeah, so we don't really know. So, like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although it was masked for like a minute. Or it was unmasked for like the minute that they jumped through.
Yeah.
Because Asmodean masked it so that the Shanchan couldn't see it.
We don't really know the mechanics behind that. And then Rand, like, caught the gateway.
Yeah.
He, like, held it open.
Right.
So we don't know exactly how that went down.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's not make a gateway or a bunch of them into the middle of the Damani right now. So, anyways, okay.
Let's not.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
Something might happen.
Maybe.
Let's find out.
We need to escape, though.
We do need to escape.
If anything, like,
we're
don't...
escaping to Andor. That's the plan here.
Yes. Andor's...
So,
and then we have Elayne and Andor.
maybe if we get there.
Take the throne. Let's do this.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That's what has to happen next, right?
I mean, logically, that is the course of events.
Yeah.
But then, at the same time, we had Morghese escaping Ambedesia. How long is it going to take her to ride to Andor?
Right. Morghese Elayne showdown. Who's queen? No, Morghese already revoked it.
Oh, well, no. She whispered to herself, I'm not the queen anymore. Yeah. That's not how any of this works.
Oh, man. Okay.
Nope.
Who knows?
Don't buy that.
Who knows?
Nope, don't like that.
Yeah.
All right. I am excited. So next episode, we're going to read one chapter, chapter 6.
Yes. Single chapter. I'm excited to read. It's been a while. It has been.
It's been so long that for the first time in 3 years, I picked up a different book to start reading.
Yes. I mean, and that's the thing is if we can't record.
Yeah.
Like literally couldn't talk. So
yeah.
Okay.
No, I know. Anyway, okay. I'm excited. So before we finally use the Bowl of the Winds, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Thanks so much for listening, everyone. The Wheel Weaves is hosted by Dani and Brett, edited by Dani, produced by Dani and Brett, with Essen, Passion Socks, Mozyme, Moltude, Benjamin, Michelle O'Brien, Jamie Young, Cody Fouts, Megan Smiley, Jonathan Reese, Vince Lewick, and Margaret, with music by Audionautics. If you are interested in supporting us and the podcast and also getting some really cool exclusive merch and access to early episodes and bonus episodes, you can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For general information about our show and us, like how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, how to get in touch with us, things like that, for all things The Wheel Weaves, you can go to thewheelweavespodcast.com. Please be sure to give us that 5-star review because it really does make a huge difference. And tell a friend about us because referrals really are the best compliment. Thanks again for listening because this really is part of the pattern now.